Welcome back to my channel. So today's video will be about creating a virtual desktop using Azure. So yeah, so Azure is I'm not sure what is the name. I think it's a service from Microsoft where you can it's a cloud service. Yeah, cloud. We have Azure, we have AWS from Amazon, we have Google Cloud from Google. So yeah, so it's a cloud service. And then using this Azure, you can create virtual desktop. Okay, so for that, open this link portal.azure.com and create a Microsoft account. So on this video, it can do a lot of things. Okay. But for this video, we'll be creating a virtual desktop. As you can see, I have a MacBook, but my MacBook, it has limited memory. So let's see how much I have. So I have about 245 GB of memory on my laptop. So if I install another operating system using software, say for example VMware, so I'll be allocating some of my memory for that operating system, right? But I have a very limited amount of memory in my laptop. So if you don't want to use additional memory for additional operating system, you can do it through a cloud service like Azure. So you don't have to allocate memory for that particular OS, and it has a lot of advantages than installing a physical installing it on your physical laptop. Okay, so log into Azure portal, sign up for a Microsoft account, and once you are on this page, click on virtual machine, or if you're not able to see it, just type virtual machine on this search bar, click on virtual machine, and on the top left corner you have this option for create. Click on that and you'll see some options. Yeah. But we are going to create Azure virtual machine. Click on that and then you'll have some options. So I created this account with a free subscription. Okay, so you have to give a resource group name. Okay, so resource group, it's like a name given to a bag that contains all the tools that you require to do a particular work. Let's say if you have a very big house with multiple rooms, and you have a lot of skills. Say you have you are good at painting, if you are good at carpentry work or yeah, so and then if you want to store your tools separately, at least this is how I try to remember what a resource group is. So you have multiple rooms, and if you want to separate the tools that you have in separate rooms so that they don't mix up. So all the tools that you require for painting is stored in a room, and then you name the room carpentry tools. And if you have another room and you store all the tools that you require for carpentry, and then name that room carpentry tools. Just like that. It's a container that will store all the tools that you require. Okay, so that is at least how I try to remember what a resource group is. So let's create a resource group name. So this will be for YouTube, right? So I'll name it YouTube as the resource group, and this will be the name of the virtual machine that we give. So you want to name your laptop, this is where you will do that. Okay, so this is for YouTube, so YouTube, and then you can select the region. So I'm located in a very remote location in India, so for faster access I will select, if your priority is performance, select a location which is close to you. Just type India. Okay, India, Asia Pacific, Central India. So if your goal is, so this is where a very interesting use case comes up. Okay, so most of the time when I create virtual machine, I create it at a location which is closest to me for performance. Okay, but let's, for example, if you have but if your goal is not performance but content related, contents related to a particular location. Let's, for example, I'm in India. When I open Netflix, the content that are generated will be specific to India, right, based on my location. But if you want to watch contents related to US, you need that laptop to be located in US, right? If you want to do that, instead of using a VPN, you can set up your content in that location. So excuse me, they have a lot of location. So they have location in US and Australia, Europe, UK, South Africa, Central India, East Asia, Japan, Korea, Canada, France, Switzerland. They have lots of location where you can set up your virtual laptop, and it will be as if your virtual machine is located in that particular location. Okay, so right now, just for demo purposes, let's try setting up in US, and let's see when I open that virtual machine, the content generated on my browser are specific to that location or not. Okay, so if I select US, select the zone, you can select the zone in which part of US. Okay, you can learn more about the zone by clicking here. Okay, the type, security type, standard, and then you can, here you can select the image. If it's not just that you are trying to set up Windows 10 or 11, you can select a lot. They have lots of images. Okay, if you click here, you can say that you can set up Windows Server, Windows 10, Windows 11, Ubuntu, Kali, Red Hat, lots and lot. Okay, they have about 4,785 images. Okay, so for this demo, I'll be selecting Windows 11, and in this Windows 11 also you have different versions of it. Windows 11 Pro, Enterprise. Yeah, all these images you can select. For this demo, I'll be selecting the first one. Click on select. Okay, and then the next thing that you can select is this size. How much RAM that you want to allocate, how much memory space on your storage that you want to allocate. So you have the CPU, RAM, data disk, IO, temporary storage, all these things. Okay, and they have a huge amount of options. So by default, for general purposes, they give an option of 2 CPU cores, 8 GB of RAM, and storage of 16. But if you click on something like this, you can have the option to select, you can have the option to set up 16 GB, 32 GB, and it gets crazier. Okay, So what are the options that have huge amount? Click here, you have 28. You have the option to set up 128 256 GB of RAM space. Okay, but you have to check the cost here. It's very high. Okay, 384 GB of RAM space, but it comes to about 2,85,000 rupees. Yeah, you can set up 672. It gets even crazier. I think you can set up thousands of RAM space. So yeah, excuse me, you can set up 4,096 GB of RAM, 11,400 GB of RAM, but you have to check the cost. It's a huge amount. Okay, 5 million rupees. It's not dollar, it's rupees. Okay, 11,000. But if you want, if you have the requirement, you can set up. Okay, but for my demo purposes, I will be selecting 16 GB. Yeah, I think 16 GB is it's good enough for me. 16 GB, 75. Yeah, I think this would be a good option. Select this. So 16 GB, and it gives a rough estimate of how much it will be charged per month. So I have selected 2 CPU cores, 16 GB of RAM, and it will come to about 6,889 per month. Okay, so the username, it will be a one that you will be using it for logging into your laptop for your virtual desktop. So just type YouTube and then set up a password. And you set up the inbound port as RDP, and then just select confirm, and you can just create this. You don't have to make any other changes, but if you want additional configuration, you can make changes here. So this type, you can set it to be as hard drive or SSD. So SSD is much faster, so I'll be selecting that. Network, if you want to make changes, you can do it here. So yeah, the rest of this configuration, you don't have to make any changes. You just can set the default and yeah, create this account, and it gives a rough estimate of how much you will be charged per hour. So it will be about 9 rupees, not dollar, per hour. I think this is a manageable amount for a day-to-day use, and you can have a rough idea about your configuration. So subscription, this is a free resource group, virtual machine name, the name of the computer that you have set up, the location is in US. Okay, so the OS image is Windows 11 Professional, 64-bit architecture. So the size is 16 GB of RAM. YouTube, username that I'm going to log into my computer. And by the way, please don't worry, I'll be deleting this as soon as I finish this video. So there's no security concern. Whereas this type, this is an SSD. Yeah, and click on create. And I just want to let you know, guys, that it's very easy to create and it's very fast to create this virtual desktop. Just for example, if you want to have a laptop within Windows 11 Professional, how long will it take? So right now, if you decide, you have to go to a store and then buy it. Or if you have a laptop and if you want to set up that virtual machine, you have to download an image on, say, some software like virtual VMware. Compared to that, let's see how fast it it is to set up this virtual machine. So it's 11:09 a.m. at my current location. Just click on create. And if you want to run this virtual machine on your laptop, so you'll be needing another software called Microsoft Remote Desktop. So download this Microsoft Remote Desktop on your laptop. Yeah, you don't have to open this. It's just that we'll be downloading a file, and that file needs to be open with this particular software. Okay, install this. This is a free software. Yeah, install this on your laptop. So this is created. It's setting up the network configuration, I think. Yeah. Okay. Deployment in progress. So once it's done, it will be listed on your home page and as well as on this virtual machine location. And you will also receive a notification here on the top right corner. Yeah. So I've already installed this Microsoft Remote Desktop. And yeah, what are the advantages of using this virtual desktop? One, for example, you can run multiple operating systems on your laptop, and then if you want to change the location without connecting to a VPN or without subscribing to a VPN service, you can do it here. So if you are using a VPN, definitely the network will be slower, right? Here you can, without VPN, you can connect to any location where Microsoft has a data center. Okay, and yeah, and this is hosted, and since this is hosted on a Microsoft data center, it's very secure, right? So all the security features that Microsoft has kept in place, it's very secure. And yeah, so I think it's a very good service that you can avail. And as you can see, it has been created. So it was 11:09, 10:11, so 2 minutes it took to create this Windows operating system. Okay, let's refresh this once again. Yeah, you can see that I've created a virtual desktop in less than 2 minutes. Okay, click here. So if you want to log into this computer, how do we do that? Okay, so it has already started. If it hasn't started, click on start, and once you have started, you will see that you'll have this option to stop. Okay, so how do you connect? So you have this option called connect, right? Click on that and click on RDP. So it will download a file. So you have this option, download RDP file. Click on that, it will download this file. So this will be open using this software that we have installed, Microsoft Remote Desktop. Okay, so just double click on it, and you'll be prompted for username and password. Just from here onwards, it's like logging into your laptop. Okay, so username that we have created was YouTube, and login with the password that you have created while signing up. This will be the one under administration or administrator. Yeah. So you receive a pop-up. You can ignore this and click on continue, and from here onwards it will act as if it's a completely different operating system. So my recording device, it might not work sometimes with a different recording screen recorder. people are I'm not able to record what I'm doing on my virtual desktop. So I'll just minimize this, okay, so that I don't run into that issue once I'm done with it. So it will act as if it's like the first time you set up a new laptop. Okay, you'll have this pop-up. So when you buy a new laptop, you'll have this setup, right? Default setup. When you buy a new laptop or a phone, you can enable the location if you want, or if you can turn off the location. Okay, so all these settings you can, yeah, click on accept. Okay, just look at that, how fast it was setting up that operating system. Okay, so yeah, this is done. This is how easy it is to set up a virtual desktop on your laptop or your MacBook if you want to run a different operating system. And since that, I was discussing about setting up the location, like generating the content. Since this laptop, since this virtual desktop is located in US, whatever content that I generate on my browser, it will be specific to that particular location. Okay, so let's open up this browser, and so you can skip everything, accept this. Okay, the first thing that will, so I'm physically located in India. Okay, if you type Netflix, so I'm physically located in India, but yeah, this virtual desktop is in US. So the content that will be generated, it will be specific. Content that has been generated will be as if this is located in US. Okay, so if you want to content specific to US, this would be, yeah, as you can see it from the price tag, it's no longer reflecting in terms of rupees. If this virtual desktop is in India, I can demo that, right? I just type that Netflix, right? So if I type Netflix here, so it will be directed to India.in/in, right? But if I go to my virtual desktop, it will be in .com, and the contents generated here will be specific to US. Yeah, this is how easy it is. You can use this without, like, if you want to generate contents without the need for setting up a VPN, you can do it here. Yeah, this is a great tool. Yeah, this will be as if you have as if you have a new laptop in just under 2 minutes. Okay, and you can connect to this virtual desktop from your iPad, any laptop. You just have to have this login ID and password. Yeah, you can connect it from your iPad, tablet, I think all sorts of software. So how to connect to my Azure virtual machine. Okay, so I think it will list. If you click here, I think it will connect to Azure. Yeah, so you might see some lag in what I'm using. It's mainly because it's located in US. I'm halfway across the world, so the performance, it will depend on your location. So if you want a better location, better performance, select a location where it's closest to your physical location. Okay, and if it is regarding your content, select a location based on that. Yeah, so I think you can connect to the virtual machine from your tablet, iPad, Windows laptop, MacBook. Yeah, this is a great way if you want another OS on your laptop. So this is how it's done. Okay, so yeah, let me know in the comment section if you guys find this video helpful.